and this is my lovely co-host slash wife, Lady Elizabeth, and she is enjoying her date night supper. I, of course, scarfed mine down like in 2 seconds, and, well, I put a little bit in the fridge. But anywho's, so date night tonight, what are we looking at? I posted a thing on Facebook that had, I wanted y'all to give me all the wrong answers, what we were looking at. Now, the funny thing is, what we were actually looking at is up for debate. We were watching either Cleveland or American Dad. That's what we were watching. But I
think it was American Dad.
Probably, because we watch that one a lot. Look how loud we are. Wow, sorry guys. I'll try to turn down the volume. Even my whisper is loud. Whew. Anywho's, oh, I need to turn on comments. Because if I don't turn on comments, then I won't seize nothing. Okay, not that anybody's going to comment anyway. I don't know if anybody's watching at this point. I'm sure some people are. Now, I did say that we were going to go on like closer to 8 o'clock because I didn't think we could get it together. But we did. And that's all because you are not too ashamed to eat on camera.
Yeah.
It's the truth, right?
On camera.
Yeah, we've done it before tons of times. We do everything on camera. And why is that? Why do we do everything on camera?
Because it's who we are. There's, if you were here, this is what we would be like.
Yeah, because if we didn't do what we do in real life, we would be fake. We would be playing characters. We'd be actors.
Jill and Nate.
Oh, yeah, Jill and Nate. They, were watching us, and they said, for some reason, I love them to pieces, but they think that we're funny. And so, I mean, I'm funny queer, like really funny like that, but I mean, not humorous. Hey, look, somebody just logged in. That's what I hear when somebody logs in, guys. Anyway, so they were watching us, and they just wanted to hang out. And, of course, this was after we were all, feeling okay about COVID and everything, and we took our precautions. But they brought us over a McRib. Well, not me, but you, a McRib and French fries. Oh, it's tough to say.
It was delicious.
Yeah, well, you can have your crap.
I think that was the first time I'd had a McRib in years. Like, I don't remember the last time I'd had one.
You are a foodie. You do love the foods. So this is the ring that Jill sent me. It's a homemade beaded ring, and I absolutely love it. I would, wear all my fingers full of them, which raises a point. So earlier, I was setting up for this, and so I had the camera on, and I remarked, I was like, man, I didn't realize how much of a hippie I looked like. Like, I am really a hippie. Mm-hmm. I didn't see it. So when I said, I decided to name the thing, what are you looking at? What are you looking at in your life? Because, like I just said, what's up for debate is, are we watching, American Dad or Cleveland? You might remember one thing, I might remember another. So what's actually the truth? We'd have to go back and really ask somebody who had come by or come through or something like that. We would have had to have a reason to remember it, right?
Yeah, there's a good chance that it was. There's a really good chance that it was American Dad.
Yeah. But, it could have been Cleveland because we watched both. So it's just one of those things. It's up for debate. And a lot of things in life are up for debate. Like even right now, this podcast, what we're doing on the podcast. Some people don't like this format, where we're talking to them and including them in our little smoke circle, right? Or they like it when we're talking to each other. So it looks more like, you and I are a reality series. I don't know. I think we're just being who we are, and we're doing it on camera. So you eat on camera, so then therefore we could come on early. And what we're looking at is Beth eating on camera right now. I did actually in the post, if you saw, there was someone who said, and I'm referring to the post about what are we looking at on Facebook. Someone had said, I was looking at your boobs. and that makes you blush too. And it's funny because people are like, how do you call her out on everything, like on camera like that? You're a horrible, horrible person. Do you think I'm horrible for doing it?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Does it make you totally and 100% uncomfortable?
98% of the time.
And does it benefit you in any way?
Doesn't seem like it in the moment.
But does it? Does it ever benefit you to be able to be open and honest? And maybe somebody else, I know trans men who have gotten beard implants. Like they got, it's like hair plugs but for beard. Mm-hmm. Because they were so insecure about passing, right? And right, and so, and I know,
thinking hair plug.
I did too. And so I also know, trans men who have like done the extreme and done like tattooing and things like that to just make their skin appear like they have 5 o'clock shadow. So whenever I say I was looking at your boobs as a trans woman, how does that make you feel?
I guess it's the desired effect. I mean,
because why do you constantly remark on my beard?
Because it's just,
because it's spectacular,
yeah.
Right? And because
but it's more of a decoration. It's more of a decoration than.
Is it more of a decoration than your boobies?
Well, it would seem maybe not so in this case. Maybe not so different after all.
Right, and because what I'm saying is, that. Do it slower for the microphone. Oh, okay, stop. It's starting to make me tickle. I don't know what that even means, but okay. So, what can you say you're looking at? I don't want to squish your legs, but I
I got plenty of room.
In your life, because what I'm looking at is a hippie. And I'm a little bit shocked that I am looking at a hippie, but right now, I'm wearing my Care Bear pants.
Oh, we're a bit bohemian-ish. A bit. Our styles.
Do you even own anything that's not just a solid color?
Yeah, a bunch of things.
I mean, like, I'm talking about, I don't remember.
Like the pants I wore yesterday. Were like a bunch of different colors and shapes. The blue ones?
Oh, yeah, the legging things. Okay, see, I often forget that leggings are clothes.
I've got leggings with flowers on.
Okay, I forget that
Hearts.
those are clothes. I mean...
Well, it's not my skin.
Well,
sometimes I wish it was.
I know, I was about to say.
My varicose veins.
Oh, quit it. As long as your varicose veins don't hurt, then they're okay, right?
Yeah, they don't hurt.
Yeah, so...
They're just ugly.
They are not ugly. I don't ever go, oh my God, look at those varicose veins. But now I'm looking at them. Well, not right this second, but now I'm thinking about them. Are you looking at the varicose veins that I have?
You have varicose veins?
On my butthole. I have hemorrhoids. Oh, and I also have a varicose vein on my liver. So you're not looking at those, right?
Yeah, well, I looked at the one in your liver just this morning, remember?
I have it on my phone. Would you like me to bring it up so you can see it? Because remember, that's what they had on that CT scan.
My MRI, I didn't get any imagery. I got an image of the diagnosis letter. But I never got the actual imagery of my MRI.
It's a little
link
at the bottom. There's a little link at the bottom.
I thought it was too, but whenever it says image or imagery, and then it gives you the little link, it's an image of the diagnosis letter.
Don't vape. Are you picking stuff off me like a monkey? You want to get at it? I realized how hippie-ish I was when I was able to pull my hair into an antenna. And it weirded me out so much that I haven't done it since. Because Dad actually said that he could picture me sitting on a mountain. And first of all, I'd have to haul my fat ass up a mountain. And so good that he has faith that I would climb a mountain, right?
Right.
But that is so not what he meant. But that's how I choose to see it. So I am looking at the bright side of that. And what are you looking at besides your varicose veins?
Graduation. I am so ready to be done with school.
What's the first thing you're going to do when you're done with school?
Not go to school.
Okay, really? Are you going to eat a bowl of cereal too and watch American Bandstand? Or the real Ghostbusters? That was the shit, right? The real Ghostbusters.
I could do an episode
hey,
of the
you
real
know,
Ghostbusters.
if y'all are commenting, or if y'all want to, y'all can message us or text us or whatever.
Are there any comments?
No, there's no comments.
I can't see it at all.
Well, you know what? Use your eyeballs.
If I have to stand
Take
up.
them out and snake them around.
Okay, there they are.
Oh, I get to watch you get up.
In 8
Look,
seconds.
you want to watch yourself? Look, there you are in the past. See, that's pretty cool, huh? This is the kind of crap we do all the time. Oh, but we also we just watched Manifest. We finished it. I am not going to spoil it for anybody, but what in the Sam hell? I mean, for real. I don't even know what that last episode was about. And I didn't even know it was the last one because I was under the impression some more shit was going to happen.
Yeah, that was...
That was gangster.
As disappointing as Boba Fett continues to be.
Oh, burn, honey. So you're watching Boba Fett and you're disappointed because you're a big nerd.
I am. They turned Boba Fett, the most feared bounty hunter in the entire galaxy, into a politician, and he's terrible.
This is what real people do right now.
It was fun when he shot up that motorcycle gang. That was
fun.
awesome.
I have no idea what you're actually talking about because even though you watch it in here, I'm working and so I pay no attention. So it's funny though because I'll probably watch it at some point and then I'll watch this podcast again and know what you're talking about.
You might.
We do that sometimes. We watch stuff and we have no clue what it really means until we watch it again and then we're like, oh, that's what we're looking at here. Oh, you see, I just made reference to it again. Look at that. That's like 3 times, I think. So besides Boba Fett and varicose veins, what else are you looking at?
Not a lot, really.
Graduation, remember?
Yeah. Well, I said graduation, didn't I?
I know you did, but I was trying to stump you and make you talk about it again.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's almost done. I got one more course that starts in February. No, not February. I don't have a class in February. It starts in March, and then after that I have my senior seminar, and adios muchachos.
And then you're going to be a real educated, I would say woman, but I'm going to say person. Because you've been educated your entire life, regardless of how you were assigned. Okay, so you will be legit educated, though. What are you going to walk away with?
I will have a bachelor's degree in English with a concentration in
I
writing.
thought you would say a brand new car. I so thought when I did this, that's what you would do.
But I think, I'm pretty sure we've already talked about all this.
Yeah, we have, but I just wanted to recap because not everybody watches all of them. Oh, and this is one of the jiggers that I did today. It has a gift certificate in it for an empowerment session with me, and it has some incense, some sage incense, some nag champa, a little brass belt, and a incense burner, and then also has it's all neatly packaged in this little handy dandy thing. But,
Notebook.
Notebook. Crap. I'm going to knock it off and I don't want to knock it off. But it also lights up. What? Yeah. So that's one of my gifts. And that's a handmade bow, by the way. Because that's what I do. Because I'm just that cool. But anyway, this is going to a good friend of ours. Oh, crap.
Just throw that down there. That's fine.
Penny. For, our trivia night. Oh crap!
What did you do?
I'm trying to make a meme.
Just popped up.
trying to make a meme. Please don't look at anything that I have on my computer that just suddenly pops up. It could be embarrassing. Embarrassing. Oh my gosh. Now I have to resituate. I don't want to hurt you. Maybe just a little bit sometimes. Okay. So, oh, somebody else logged in. Did you hear it?
I heard it.
Let's see if it tells us who it is. I feel like I should say, come on down. Okay. So let's see.
You told Carol, right?
This has to be, huh?
You told Carol, right?
Of course I told Carol. So she's one, should be on here right now. Yeah, it says that she is. So, on the page, Miss Carol. And so we can talk to her and see if she comments. But she's also going to be resting because she has a migraine. Speaking of health, it's a good thing she hadn't moved here yet because Rory has COVID. So that's why things were hectic tonight and we were running late because we were going to get him food. Going to get them food. And so that was an ordeal because we couldn't check in and we couldn't anyway, lots of crap. So finally got here, and that is also why you're eating on camera. Right? Because we wanted to get to date night. We wanted to get to our peeps. What's good in life?
Right. Gosh, bunches of things are good in life.
And you can't use graduation again.
Rays of sunshine that come through the kitchen in the morning.
Wow. I have rays of sunshine that come in here.
Yeah, right through that window, and then you look back and like, what's that on me? And you get blinded real quick.
Yes, and it's fantastic. I like the sun. Do you like the sun?
I do.
But you also like the evil snow.
Yeah.
Why? Why do you like the snow? I don't understand.
Well, because snow makes winter fun.
How?
It's going to be cold anyway. You might as well have some damn snow.
We are old. It makes it treacherous for us.
It's going to be treacherous. It's either going to be snow or ice and slush.
I am not 10.
Give me some snow. At least it's pretty.
Look,
and you can make snowmen. And you can
I am not 10 anymore. I do not want to make a snowman. I want to make a metal snowman, not a snow snowman. Did you hear my idea with Joe? I want to build a big snowman, but make it out of metal or wood or something like that. You know, so we can make it into a giant smoker, put a chimney in it, and put some weed in it. And then have a big snowman with a pipe.
Yeah, I do remember y'all were talking about that. Kind of like making it sort of a hookah.
Yeah, like that. Like what you said. So, that's the kind of snowman I want to make. One that is not made of snow, because snow is evil and cold and horrible. And I'm about to tell people that we're live, like right now. Time now, people. Come on, get it together. I need somebody. And I need somebody to stop winter. When is it going to stop here? What's the whole plan?
About May, I think.
Does it really stop in May? People tell me, when does winter stop in Illinois?
I mean, because one April we got snow. So I'm not going to say that all the heat's going to be gone in April.
I can't deal with it.
But by May it should be gone.
So I'm ready to get back out in the sun and get warm.
Go hang out with the plants downstairs. There's a big giant sun lamp.
And I don't like being at the, wearing my nerd glasses. See, look at that stuff right there on my nose. Yeah, nerd stuff right there.
It's nerd juice.
That is nerd juice. Well, if I wasn't allergic to the stupid stuff, and I don't even know what it is, so I can't even tell somebody when they ask if I'm allergic to stuff, I have to say, I'm allergic to that plastic crap that's on bandages and certain surgical tape. Also, I'm discovering it's the same stuff that is in shirts to hang up.
Certain petroleum products.
And that's what I have to say. And apparently, this type of glasses, not this one in particular that I'm wearing, it's coated, but the one that's in my drawer that I'm no longer wearing because it causes issues. Also, some masks that I have also cause that. So, it is a whole thing. Whole ordeal. Okay, now, we are live, people. See, that is so weird because I am posting on our podcast. I'm posting right now live. Oh my good God. Posting live right now on the social medias while on the social medias.
Well, look at that screen while you're typing.
I am. I'm looking here and doing what I'm doing and sort of knowing. So you have updates on your dad?
Not today, but yesterday. I think it was yesterday.
And we have updates on Rory.
Yeah.
Who is holding their own and doing fine.
His symptoms are still really mild, so.
You say really mild, but bless their heart, I don't know that they think it's really mild. And it probably doesn't feel like it. I don't know. If y'all have had COVID, tell me.
Really,
I want to know what it's like for y'all.
Heavy duty symptoms. You know, if somebody's got is really feverish, you know, you can see it on them. You know.
Like what? What do you mean?
His fever has been mild.
But what do you mean you can see it on them?
On people whenever they get a fever.
I thought you meant on them in general. No. I thought that they had a tell, and I can only notice in their eyes.
And but his trying to remember what temperature. They said it was it was 100.4 yesterday, but this morning it was like 99.
Okay.
Something. So that was after they had medication last night at about 10:30, 11 time frame, and so they went all night on just those two ibuprofen, and then still had it 99 in the morning. So it's still under control.
Well, as under control as we can can give it to him. Now the debate is always: do you let him run a little fever, and how much you let him run? And we don't do over 100. Usually, if it's 100 point, that's when we start giving Motrin if they're uncomfortable, and they were uncomfortable, so we started giving Motrin. Now, outside of that, there's no other real major symptoms, so we're trying to be as careful as we can be. I think that we're doing pretty good. They're double vaxxed, we're double vaxxed, boosted, and we're just gonna see how it goes. But so I know I've been getting a couple messages that say, you know, how are they doing? What's going on? And so I wanted to address it. And we were supposed to be having our BFF Mandy over to open up our Christmas presents, but sucky Rory had to get damn COVID. So I am going to blame them and tell them that they don't love me. Not really. I'm just full of crap. So you're getting messy. I'm trying to move out of your way again. I could just move the camera, but do you remember what happened last time whenever I did that? Please don't unplug. Okay, I'm too scared to move it anymore.
The update on my dad is that he's getting better. The other day, my stepmother said that after she visited him at the hospital, they had him sitting up doing stuff. So he's not like on a ventilator or anything like that.
Thank goodness, and he has COPD. So, just like you do.
Yeah, he's got it bad, though. He's had it for years, and he hasn't done anything to prevent it or lessen the effects.
He takes his medication.
Well, no, he takes the medication that he has to take.
Well, that's what I'm saying. He takes medication. It's not like he's totally
while he smokes cigarettes.
Okay. Well, that's his own thing, and you're going to let it be. But we do, you know, we have to say he's choosing to live his life the way he's choosing it. And it's okay if he chooses that. It's not what you would have chosen, and it's not what you are choosing, right?
Yeah, not what I did choose. I chose different.
And I've had to accept, you know, my mom for her habits, and I love him to pieces, Joe for his, and you have to accept me for mine. It is cold over here, right?
Yes, it is. One of the ghosts.
See, y'all think that this is just so I can look weird, but it's really to keep me warm. The secondary effect is so I can look weird. And for those who haven't seen them, my Care Bear britches. I forget that I have to go that way with it because we're backwards.
Backwards, right?
That too. Okay, so look, we have some tales to tell, And one of those tells is I asked you, where did you get that mug? Now, show it again. Show it again. See, it's fancy. I think it's
made
Alex's.
of metal, and it's.
Is it not Alex's?
I don't know. I think there was two of them, and I think she took one of them. And I think this was the one that left that Fred gave it to Lucas.
See, yeah, that's what I was going to say. Here's the thing. We never know where stuff comes from around this house. It just appears. And it typically appears when we need it but don't want it. Right? But when we want it and don't need it, it's nowhere to be found.
Yeah. A bunch of Nanny McPhee stuff running around here.
It's like, what the crap? I don't understand. So,
where's my tape?
Now you watch.
You don't need your tape. You just want your tape.
Right. Now watch this summer when you really want this mug right here. It'll be MIA, and you'll want it because it'll really keep it nice and cold because it's going to be 1 billion degrees this summer.
Yeah, and this is still keeping my water cold. I just take the water I have in the fridge, and so it stays just fridge cold, and then it's still cold.
Nobody cares.
That's been like
Nobody
hours.
cares. Nobody cares.
We had to hear about your cup.
I know, because it's better, and yours is
mine
just
has a handle on it. So kiss my ass.
And you know what? I know how to hold something. I don't need a handle. I'm just saying. Besides, it hurts my hands. It's too little, too dainty. I have ham hands. I do. Earlier today, this arm went numb because of my shoulder, and so I came and I stuck my hand on you because it was like frozen. My hand was frozen, and
ice cold.
It was pretty funny though. I like messing with you like that. What you got? Who you got?
Messages.
Okay, so who is it? Talk. Unless it's something sexy, and then probably shouldn't say anything. Ooh,
Okay.
Okay, what?
Yeah, that was Carol saying that with her headache and everything, she'll be responding like on the phone. So
okay.
you're good.
We'll just talk about you anyway. All right, do you see back behind you? I moved the camera for a reason. Okay, so I got it right there. Yeah. See where my finger points? My finger points. See that? See where my finger points? Look at the camera. There you go. See that? See what I'm pointing at?
Yes, that jacket.
Uh-huh. Whose jacket is that?
That's your friend Joe's.
My friend Joe's.
Your good friend Joe.
My good
Comes
friend
over,
Joe.
brings snackadoos.
He likes you better.
Because I'm cooler. I like Joe too.
It's the boobs. That's all it is. It's the boobs. If I still had boobs,
it's
he
the
might
Mario
like me.
connection. You can't go wrong with Mario.
It's definitely the boobs. Yeah. I like to tease you because he likes to tease me. And so, shit rolls downhill and you get it last. Joe's a big bully. He left his jacket here, and I know why. He left it here on the... That's why. He left it here on the coldest day when he came over and did the live Facebook thing with me, just so he would get to come back and see me. But joke's on him. Rory got COVID, and so now he's not coming to get it. So, yeah, that's what you get for trying to pull the old girlfriend trick. So, how are you feeling?
Like physically?
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Oh, I'm good. I'm still 100%. I don't have anything.
Me either. And our best good friend Mandy got us these handy dandy. Oh, it might have been this stuff. This thing right here instead of my glasses.
Well, that might have gotten it started. Now that's irritating.
Well, maybe. Okay, so let's see. I really didn't want to put the other strap on too, but y'all get the picture, right? So, I feel like it's a feed bag, and I feel like I could make it a feed bag, except a weed bag.
Yeah.
What? Yeah. So, I thought that was pretty smart. And that's for after the fact, When do you think COVID's going to quit wrecking everything for us?
Oh, I think it's become a way of life.
Right,
and
but
as soon as people accept it's a way of life, then the easier we'll all get on with it.
I was about to say, technically, it's not a way of life because we still have interruptions, and that's what I mean.
What I mean is
when
managing
can we figure
it,
it
dealing
out?
with it. I think eventually they'll come out with some kind of awesome ass vaccine that's, you know, good for everybody, and, you know, kind of like the polio, you know, vaccine was. And
why are you looking at me? Look at them. Tell them.
oh, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, like the vaccines they have now are really good and everything like that, but you know, they're just going to keep coming up with better things. Is all I'm saying, and so it's just a matter of time they come up with something that's really good, and everybody doesn't have to worry about it anymore.
That's right. How do you not kick my ass like all the time? Like, I tease you so much, people think I'm really mean to you.
I have Zen patience sometimes.
You really do. And you know that you could accept me for my distractibility, right? Because I might be talking to you about one thing, thinking about a totally different subject, and then start talking about that without telling you I'm talking about that.
Yeah. That you were talking about that.
Mm-hmm. I shift gears without telling you that I am.
I notice you shift gears. You don't have to say it, because the gears are like going from, you know, third to second and then to fourth.
Occasionally I grind a little bit, and that's usually when I make those sounds that you laugh at. When I'm on. Who it is? Who it is? What's she saying?
She wonders the same all the damn time.
Okay, so look. Y'all ain't perfect either. Not you, Beth, or Carol. Because nobody's perfect.
I want to smooth Brendan's face sometimes.
Wants to what?
Smooth?
Smooth?
Maybe she means smack.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure that is smack, because smooth don't seem right. It seems the totally wrong word. Smush is a good one too.
Like smooch? Smush.
That's what I said.
I'm sorry. She's having autocorrect problems right now.
Oh, I love autocorrect. Okay. I love autocorrect.
Smush.
I got that. Yeah, I immediately could pick that up. And it's because I'm so wonderfully cute and fluffy is the reason she wants to smush me like a little teddy bear. I know that, right? Yeah, I know. I'm full of crap.
Migraine plus stupid ass phone.
Okay, so for real though, how do you have Zen patience with me?
I don't. I think it's just something that I've been able to acquire. That it was like kind of like it was something that I would only have at certain points, like if I was under like a lot of pressure, and then there was something about being in that pressure that I would find this focus, and get, you know, and manage my job, you know, regardless of what was going on around me. And
so I'm like being in the war zone.
if you're, you know, you're putting me on the spot and you're kind of cheesing me off, you know,
you get Zen?
Yeah, I try to go Zen instead of, you know, because
you're Zen all the time. You are digging such a deep hole right now.
Deep hole. I'm talking about being Zen, okay?
So, in the war zone,
with a shovel.
No, in the I'm really just trying to mess with you, but it's pretty funny though, because if you think about what you just described, is you described that you become Zen in chaos. What's she saying?
So, under fire,
exactly.
Combat training prepared Beth for this life.
Right.
Makes total sense.
And that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Because, but no, it's the truth. And we laugh at it, but our reality is this. You have PTSD, I have PTSD. We are triggered at some dumb shit. I mean, we just have to call it what it is. We've had two different life experiences, but we each have trauma, right? Okay, so you have Zen patience like I have Zen patience. We reach the point of no return. And we take a breath and we just accept what is in front of us, because if we don't, we will destroy ourselves.
When you come up to that wall and it seems impassable, and that's that moment where you can just wig the hell out and you start freaking out and you throw shit and you cuss and you scream and you say every wrong thing that you can never take back, and instead you just let the wall fall over you.
Yeah.
And then it crumbles and it just goes away, and you just come out of the other side all cool and chill.
But it's weird though, right? Because that used to not be the way. The way used to be to throw stuff and to scream and holler.
I don't
and
always
to flip out.
let it fall over me. Sometimes I fight the wall.
We both do, you know, and then we climb the wall instead. And it's much harder to climb the wall than it is to step over it. And once we realize that the wall is getting too high, what do? Stop, drop, and roll. No, we stop, and
you got me going on drop and roll, so
okay,
now I'm messed up.
But we stop, we apologize, and we say, okay, we've gone too far, and now we need to take it down a notch.
Yeah.
Does that usually help?
Anytime that anybody can stop for a moment and say, hey, let's take it down a notch,
well, sometimes though that spins people up. Sometimes,
well, it depends on how you do it. If you just say, hey, you need to just chill out, you know,
or
relax
calm your
or whatever, you know, or some crap like that, you know.
What
then,
would you do if I ever said calm your tits? If I ever like actually said that to you, like in real life, not like joking.
I would probably throw something equally as irritating back at you.
I can't even imagine what that would be.
I would just say the same thing back.
Oh my God, that would be funny. That would be amazing. But it would probably incite a riot if we did, because I'm pretty sure we shouldn't talk to each other like that, right?
Yeah.
We are harsh sometimes.
Yeah, we are.
But not most of the time.
No.
So we did something cool last night. What? What'd she say?
She had put funny emojis.
Oh, I figured out something. Look, for every one of these, I drink one of these. That's balance, baby. Okay, so we recently did something very cool on pizza night. You
All right.
Share? What did we do on
You
pizza
did it.
night?
You share.
Well, we did it. I mean, it's from family.
You
okay.
told me about it, and then you did it. So I was like,
okay.
all right, cool.
So my Aunt Donna.
It's all you, though.
And
you deserve all the credit.
My Aunt Donna doesn't always get to enjoy the things that, you know, we get to enjoy as you know, a young couple. And I say young couple. She is on a fixed income. And so I wanted to share something that we do as a young family. And I say that because we have kids at home. And so because we have kids at home, we have pizza night. And so that's kind of our tradition. I'm filling my vape. Don't vape, guys. And so I sent her a Domino's pizza so she could have pizza night with us. And I thought it was cool because she's
so special.
I know.
I love her.
She plated her pizza up, and she has iced tea with supper, which is so cool because, you know, who wouldn't have iced tea with supper?
It's been really cool. Like, I mean, that's been the highlight of moving to the Midwest, is meeting your extended family.
Yeah, I think so too.
You know, it's like we thought that it was like when we met the Passmores and we became such great friends and so close. We're like, this, you know, couldn't have gone more awesome. You know, and then boom, you know, you discover you got family just in the next state, and they're all really awesome ass too.
Yeah, it's like, I do.
My head's gonna explode.
I know. I have lots of great family, but you know what? You have great family too, just still in Texas. You know, just because they live in Texas, we can't hold it against them. You know, I mean, honest to goodness, we're pretty lucky in the family department. We might have issues.
I'm not saying anything bad about my family at home.
Oh, and congratulations. Wait, this is in order. This is like immediate. Congratulations to your sister, and I hope she is watching.
Oh, right.
Because, Melody, you have really got yourself together, and I'm proud of you. Beth has given me updates, and I don't always have a lot of time to stop and give shout-outs and stuff like that, and I really need to start making that time, but you deserve it. You are going through situations that I did not think you could recover from. You know, 2 years ago you asked me, and there's no way. I didn't think that you had it in you. And I never did lose faith, though. I continued to talk to Beth about it and continued to meditate on it and continued to really think about your situation. I never gave up. I just am so proud of you. I mean, legitimately, and I know you are too, Beth.
Yeah.
And
she's had a tough time and burned a lot of bridges and tried to rebuild them and burned them again, and then now she's I think she's figured out how to take control of her life. And
I know she has. That's what I'm
really
saying. Yeah, I know she has this time, and that's why I'm like, I just didn't think, 2 years ago that she could have gotten herself together like this, and she deserves a whole lot of kudos, a lot of thought, and so good going. Now just keep the momentum going and come see us. That'd be a next big step if you can get some vacation time and come see us, and then maybe we could have a whole big family reunion.
Yeah,
that would be something, right?
It would be.
I am waiting for the day that the house is full of family. And, we were here several years before COVID, and we could have had family come. We did invite some family, but Dad wasn't here yet, fully, and wasn't really in the house. And I say in the house, he hadn't moved everything in yet.
Yeah.
And, so now I think would be a good time to start seeing what family we could have at what time, so we aren't overwhelmed because of the risk of COVID,
Oh, yeah.
Because we were talking about how COVID sort of screws everything up, and everybody has those complaints. It's not just us, and we don't think we're special. That's why
so
we're
many
on this
COVID
thing.
monkey wrenches in our works. It's getting ridiculous.
Yeah, it really is. But you and I are still healthy. That's a big bonus. The other 3 kids are still healthy. And we're just working on that. Oh, is Joe watching? Yeah, COVID does suck. Oh, I hope he doesn't have it too. I miss you, Joe, so I hope you're watching. I really need to see about maybe we'll just toss the jacket out at Joe's. Sanitize it, toss it out. Need to also, I was talking about, we were supposed to be doing tonight Christmas gifts with Mandy, and Mandy doesn't do video chat because she's lame. And so there's a gift that I got her that I truly want to see her open.
Yeah, we have to see your face. You cannot have this gift until you can open it in front of us.
Yeah, so
it's that important.
And you know what, though? She gave us really cool, yummy, beautiful gifts. The cookies and cake pops and all that stuff, and just fantastic stuff. And we took pictures of the kids eating it. So we were that nice to do that. So if I trusted for a second that she would take video of herself and send it, then I would just drop her gifts off. But I don't trust her. Not even a little bit. She's sketch. And also, you invited Christine over Sunday before we knew about COVID.
I was going to do the French onion stuffed pork loin because I got the actual, I think it's called Gruyere cheese instead of Havarti. And so I was pretty excited about making that. But I'll hold on to it, maybe after things blows over, then I'll get it thawed out.
No.
And we'll still have dinner, Christine.
Oh no. So Joe says he's got stuffy nose, congestion, headache, giving a few days. No more people. Okay, so I also have another thing that I don't think I've talked about. I am getting 2 new babies, rehoming 2 new babies. 2 male chinchillas. I have my Nico and Norman, and they're getting roommates in the other cage, which is going to be Gus, and Butters. And I'm rehoming them from a client. And it is my pleasure to do that. I'm really excited. But that goes down on Sunday also, and I'm going, I don't know that... I'm pretty shut off to the rest of the house.
An outside handoff.
Yeah, or something like that. I don't know. I'm
They
gonna
can
have
just, like,
to.
bring them up to the porch right here.
Yeah.
And then you can sit on the
But
side
who
of the
the
porch.
hell
And,
wants to do that? Who wants to rehome their pet and just say, here, just drop them off?
no, I'm not. I mean, you're like outside too, on the porch with, and they bring the cages up and you guys talk socially distanced properly, I guess. And
I don't know. I'm gonna have
that
to.
doesn't mean that they can't bring them.
I'm gonna have to get the skinny on that. But if I need to wait, I need to wait. I'm not gonna put anyone at risk. But I'm pretty closed off to the rest of the house, and I choose to be because y'all are all crazy, and I'm the only normal one that lives here.
Right.
And that's just the way it is, folks. So I couldn't even keep that going either. Like, this is why I know that I would really suck at acting, because it takes a whole lot for me to really focus that in and try to bullshit my way through something, and I'm so not good at it. That's another person logging in. That's great. I hope that that's Donna or Sarah or Lindsay. Lindsay was in the hospital recently. She had to get.
I hope it's anybody. You have to say that. I hope it's anybody, because you're like, I hope it's not that person, because I hope it's this person.
You're right. I am grateful for everybody logging in, but I hope that my family's at least logging in.
Yes.
Because let me explain. That sound is only for members.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the members are the ones that I was just naming. So it would be Carol, it would be family, and it would be you and a select few clients that I have.
So that's who logged in.
No. Anybody anywhere around the world can log in and watch it. It won't make that sound. That just lets me know when somebody who is a member of Sacred Groves logs in. So if you're a member of Sacred Groves, like you have, you log in to our page, I'll hear that chime. And that's why I want people that are close to us to actually become members of the page, so then I can track you. I was tracking Jill for a little bit, but she had to get off the list because she was annoyed by all the emails.
Is it tracking or stalking?
Tomato. I like to reward my people and give them props when I know they're watching.
Track you for business purposes only.
Actually, it's totally personal. It has nothing to do with business. I want to track my family and my tribe, my clients and stuff, because I like to be able to give them shout outs and all that good stuff. Like the unicorn behind us, that's what Kylie made me. And there's another one. That's what Kylie made me, and Kylie is the daughter of one of my clients. And so it's nice, I think, to get handmade things from my clients. And when I do, I like to showcase them. I like to talk about them, because it takes effort for people to do stuff for you.
Mm-hmm.
And whether they come to visit or whether they, just think about you in that moment, it's pleasing. And that's really kind of the way I found out I was a hippie, because people kept saying, like kids kept telling their parents, that they like me because I'm a hippie. And I was like, I'm not a hippie. I was born in 76. I'm definitely not a hippie. And then, I turned the camera on myself, and I'm wearing a beanie and tie-dye.
You can't be restricting the word hippie to a time period. Being a hippie is timeless.
What do you mean, timeless?
There's always been hippies.
Yeah, well, I didn't think that I was one.
Like all
Joe,
the people that stirred the minds and rocked the boat, that brought their free thinking. Those were the hippies.
I do rock the boat a lot. And that's what we were talking about earlier. I rock your boat a lot. And you want to kick my ass most of the time. But I don't know how you do it. I really don't. I have to reflect.
Same way you do it with me.
Well, I smoke weed, a lot of weed. And so that's how decent. See, I tried to do it again. I thought I could do it too. That's not, no. The way that I do it with you is much easier, because I think that you're kinder than I am. I think that you have a compassion that I don't have, and so it's easy for me to be happy with you. And I know that it's much more difficult to have somebody always teaching.
Yeah, I mean, we all like pick things up and learn things from each other.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm always there for other people, and I'm not always there for family.
I think you have a lot of people on your plate.
But that's what I'm saying. That's not always easy to tolerate, and you somehow do. And I think that what you were trying to say is the reason why you can tolerate that is because I've tolerated it with you. And
right.
Because you were away from home for a while, right? And so
Mm-hmm.
I know that you think about that. But you don't have to think about that, though, because you know I'm here, right? And so you know that I think if things start becoming overwhelming for you, that you can make me stop working, right? I mean,
yeah,
you know
yeah,
that.
yeah. There's things that I can.
If the house
be
were on
okay
fire,
with.
you could probably interrupt, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's
You know,
funny
if it
that
was
I
like
say
an-
if the house were on fire because that could really happen.
And if things are, something's going on and something happens at the same time while something else is going on now, and I might be like, hey, we have to stop.
We're afraid that Dad's going to burn down the house with a hot plate. Not really. He doesn't cook. He only cooks periodically in the kitchen, but he doesn't offer to do weird stuff like on King of Queens. Like cook in the basement. Yet. But he does have a welder. He has a welder down there.
Daddy's
has
nearly
bare
killed himself with
wires.
more than once.
Okay, so do we want to discuss on camera how you feel about Oliver learning the bandsaw next to Grandpa? I saw your face. Look, I saw your face when you found out Oliver was using the bandsaw.
Yeah, well, I got to give it to Fred. Fred really pushes shop safety. And so I can't, be like, oh, well, he's going to be absent-minded about this, that, or the other. But because if one thing that Fred's going to have is shop
push
stuff.
sticks, too.
Because Fred is shop.
You mean like high school shop, college
Like
shop?
Any way you can apply that word, that is Fred. Fred is shop.
Yeah, that's true. What?
No, he doesn't have a hot plate. He's not allowed to have one.
Yeah, he doesn't, I promise. But you know what, though? Okay, so...
Yeah, he used the bandsaw. He certainly did.
Honest to God, though, Dad does have several hot plates, but he doesn't use them for that sort of stuff. He also has, like, microwave parts and vacuum sealers and things like that. Like
There's more dangerous stuff in that basement than there is in his room.
I mean, sometimes I'm amazed when I go down there and I'm like, wait a minute, is that like a space capsule? What is that? And it's like, yeah, back in...
This house is going to be like up.
Mm-hmm.
Except there's not going to be any balloons.
That would be something. I think he did just come home with another welding tank. Like, I don't know if it was oxygen or what, but I saw a tank.
He was telling me the other day that he needed to refill his acetylene.
Okay, so that's what he already had. He probably just got it filled, or did he? I don't know.
He could have been driving down the street and saw a tank and be like, ooh, there's a tank, let me get that.
That's the truth. And that could be how you got that cup, too.
I bet.
I'm just saying. Guys, I got a bowling ball, Oh, Joe, I forgot to give you the bowling ball and the box. And your jacket. He must just want to be here.
Shut the front door.
Who, what?
To what specifically? Shut the front door to?
Probably that Dad has...
There's a lot that came out at once there.
Probably that Dad has all that stuff.
I'm on the way. She's on the way.
Yeah.
She's coming here time now.
No, it's like...
Oh, it must be the bandsaw.
Oh,
Because,
yeah.
she's like, Oliver, she's in a bandsaw.
So, look what Joe sent. I don't know what that means.
Yeah,
Are you watching us? Are you watching us right now?
Or some fingers.
Okay.
Or not.
So
Maybe not. He might not lose an eye or fingers.
Just so you know, people, this is how we really are in real life. And you all have choices to watch us, right? You don't feel like we bully you into watching us, do you? And okay, Carol, you're not allowed to answer. House exploded. What?
Oh.
Oh,
okay,
with
yeah,
that.
there you go.
Okay. All right.
All right.
Okay.
We got you now.
Okay. Making
The
sure.
atomic factor. Gotcha.
Jeez. Okay. So now I feel better. All right. So Carol cracked on us about these moths that I supposedly see, but they're real, and I just want to point that out, that we really have moths in here periodically. I'm not just crazy. Right, Beth? Don't
I'm
even.
just playing. Yes, we do.
But,
we do.
But we have
we
bats.
have this little game, that we'll be sitting here and just try to catch and kill the moth.
Okay,
and it's
not
like
a game.
it's like
I'm trying
kung
not to
fu.
get this on my
You just
thing.
sit there and you wait and you're patient. You let it get close and you snatch it out of the air.
Okay, I don't do that. I go crazy, like I see one and I just start flailing about and trying to kill it. That's just my life. The struggle's real. I need to put some a bandage on this thing, so I'll quit messing it up with. Oh, now I can't read anything.
Not just crazy. You're not just crazy for the moth thing.
Yeah, okay. Well, folks, I'm just saying, we have moths. And are you picking a moth out of my
No,
ear?
you had a thing on your earlobe.
Okay, that's weird. Okay, so I made this face and it reminded me that Meatloaf died. Meatloaf died today. This is my Meatloaf face. Meatloaf, for those of y'all who don't know, was my best good friend who sang me music during my childhood on 8-track in our station wagon. And I had an extreme fascination with Meatloaf. And I thought, growing up, that I was going to look like him. And then I had boobs. And I realized I wasn't going to look like him. And so it was horrifying. And that was like my early identification was with Meatloaf. That's why it's horrifying. I identified with Meatloaf. And I did read today to you that the reason he was called Meatloaf was because his dad remarked when he was born that he was red and looked like, Chuck, like ground Chuck.
Ground Chuck.
So
Meat.
Yeah, so he was Meatloaf. But
That's
somebody
my boy
else,
there, the one that looks like a pile of meat.
Yeah, so not only did he die, but somebody else who was impressionable to me, Louis Anderson, comedian. So here I have the musician that really influenced me, and I have the comedian that really influenced me. And so it sucks. It's a sad day for me, and I do have the same roundness. He said, "Bad out of hell, I have the same roundness." I know. But if I take this off, bald, so much more bald than he was. But it's sad that he died, and a lot of people, too, don't know that he's been in movies. Mm-hmm. What movie do you know him from?
Fight Club.
What's another one? Come on, just one more, and I know.
I remember him from The Apprentice. He was on The Apprentice.
Oh yeah, he was on The Apprentice. But do you not remember?
And he almost beat somebody's ass on The Apprentice too.
And I'll say it had Patrick Swayze in it, and it had an 18-wheeler, and it had Meatloaf and a black dog.
Isn't that what the movie is
yes,
called?
it was called Black Dog.
Black Dog. Oh my god, I remember that movie.
Yeah.
It was terrible.
Okay. Oh my god, I can't even talk to you.
Randy Travis
you need
in it
to
too.
stop.
Randy
you
Travis was the bad guy.
Yeah,
he was the bad guy trucker.
I can't even believe that you just said that. I can't believe that you just said that it sucked.
No, it was.
You're a horrible person. I need you to just
I've
stop
seen it
stop
one
it.
time
You're
since it's released. That one time that we ever saw it. One time I've seen it.
So, hey, what do you think about the idea of Joe and I doing pottery together?
No, we haven't watched Baskets.
Look, he knew it was Black Dog. I love you, Joe. This is why we're BFFs.
I'm like, hey, let's see what you turn out.
Okay, did you hear though what Emily was saying?
What? I'm not going to say, oh my god, you guys shouldn't do that.
No,
no, you guys should do that.
Emily was like Ghost, and then that made Joe play Unchained Melody.
What about Baskets?
I don't want to do no basket weaving.
No. It's a show called Baskets.
Oh, I thought you were talking about weaving baskets with Joe. I was like, no, I'm not that talented. I think that I watched one or two, and I also watched that Philadelphia one. It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia or some
Oh
crap
yeah,
like
that one was funny.
Yeah, and we watched. Come on, help me here. Oh my gosh.
Oh, cool. We're gonna watch it.
Okay, we're gonna watch what?
Baskets.
Oh, like
Have you
right
forgotten
now?
already? No,
because
not right
I'm
now.
dating an
No,
entire
we're not
audience
watching-
here
we're
right
not
now,
watching right
and
now.
you're all talking about that. I just don't even know.
We're not
I
watching.
don't know what's up or down right now. Everything's just sideways. I've got Joe saying something, and Carol saying something, and you saying something, and everything's just too much. You ever feel that way? Because that's that chaos theory that I was talking about, that we were talking about. You know, is whenever everything gets crazy, all of a sudden you have laser focus.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know. Sometimes it works, sometimes it don't. Just depends on how many times
Sometimes you feel like it.
how many things I got going on
Sometimes
at
you
one
don't.
time, I guess.
Oh,
Those are those days that I
got
just can't get
nuts.
it together.
Mounds dope.
And then there's some days that I can
Because
just shoot right through every
sometimes you
problem
feel
like it's
a
nothing.
nut. Sometimes you don't. What? No, I heard you, baby. I'm teasing you. That's what I mean, but that's an example of it. You kept going and you kept driving through it even though I was talking.
Yep.
How do you do it? I can't even make it through you rolling up your Subway sandwich.
I don't know, you just kind of... I can still hear you, but I hear you separately.
What I'm trying to
I don't know if
point
that
out...
makes any sense.
No, it does. And what I'm trying to point out to you is that you have a very useful skill that I admire.
What?
What do you mean, what?
Tuning out things?
No, to see what's priority and what's not.
Oh.
You have the ability to analyze your environment to the degree that you can say this is relevant and important and this is not.
Yeah.
I can't do that. That's why I have OCD. I can't weed that through. So I look at you a lot of the time for an example. Did you know that? What'd she say?
Watch the podcast, he says. Make comments, he says. Interact, he says. Then bitches when we comment.
And then what?
Then bitches when we comment.
Oh, yeah, okay. Look, people. And by
Point,
people, I mean Carol. I said we would watch Baskets.
Yes, we're going to watch Baskets.
So I wasn't bitching. I was just using that as an example into the segue that says that you're a pretty fantastic person because you can tolerate something that I can't. You can tolerate interruption. You can tolerate disruption. You can tolerate chaos on a better level than I can. But what do you struggle with that I can
Routine.
Tolerate? Okay.
Extreme routine. Tough.
And that's funny
hard.
because you were in the military.
I know. If I go, if I fall
What?
into a pattern that's too routine, I start suffocating, and I have to break free of it and change it up somehow.
So how
like you
did-
have to change up the office periodically.
So how did you make it 17 years in the military?
Doing little things my own way, and because a lot of the times it was like, hey, get the job done. I don't care how you do it, just get it done. Don't see me again until it's finished. And then you come back and the job is done. Nobody gives a shit how you did it, as long as you did it.
Oh yeah, my world
And if
is
you could be
so
creative
the
about it,
opposite.
then that was fine.
That is so the opposite of my rigid. Everything needs to be organized.
It was a lot of times because we were expected as soldiers to be resourceful, you know.
Oh, you are
To use our
resourceful.
environment.
You can tolerate Joe every other week. I can. I love Joe to pieces. He is the chaos that I enjoy. So yeah, thank you for saying that, Joe, because that's true. And actually, Beth and I talk about that a lot. Beth says that exact same thing, is that Joe is the chaos that I need, that feeds me.
Yeah, that's
Like-
why y'all vibe off each other.
Yeah, like,
You know, we vibe off each other sometimes because I'm chaos.
well, I don't know that you're as chaotic as you think you are. You are a little chaotic, but
That's
if
because
you
I'm chaotic
weren't,
good.
yeah, because if you weren't, I would think about how rigid I would be. Think about how bad it used to be. But we can both agree that we can tolerate each other a little bit easier because we smoke pot.
Yeah.
That's the
But
truth.
anybody can do that.
Well, well, anybody can, but not anybody will.
Yeah.
But it helps you to see your dumb shit. Like, I don't
Mhm.
think that I could own up to everything that I did if I had not been able to see it. You could have told me 1,000 times that I needed to stop using drugs, and I wouldn't stop using drugs until I saw that drugs were a problem.
Yeah, cannabis has this weird way of allowing you to look at yourself objectively, and I've experienced those moments before in life, when we've had those, I guess, figure out what you're going to do with your life moments, and you're at this maybe a decision point.
Yeah, that what are you looking at shit.
But when I started medicating regularly and I kind of got into the flow of it, the things that would hang me up, they were still there, but I saw them differently. They looked different. They didn't look as scary. And I could look at them and manage them, deal with them, and cast them away as I needed to.
They didn't become too emotional.
Right.
Yeah. So you understood that feelings aren't facts, and when you feel something, it doesn't mean that you have to do something about it.
Yeah.
If
And
you feel it, you just understand, okay, I feel this feeling, and if it needs to be visited later, I will. If not, it'll go away.
It's not a cure for anything. If you are in just a bad mood and you medicate, you could probably still be in a bad mood.
Mm-hmm.
It just depends on your mindset. You have to be willing to just relax for a second.
That's why it's important that you're actually like working through it with a therapist or, somebody that you trust, because it's not meant to just, be used willy-nilly, and because you can get yourself into trouble. If you use too much, you can feel sick, and that can persuade you not to. Kind of like if you get the wrong dosage in medication whenever you first start a new medication, pharmaceutical, you can get a little bit of a stomach ache or a headache or something. They tell you to watch for these symptoms. Yeah. And if you have them, to talk to them, and then they can usually lessen it or whatever.
Anybody who starts out, you're going to do things like couch lock yourself, because everybody does it. And then that's how you learn what your body can tolerate and what it can't.
Okay, not everybody knows what couch lock is.
That's when you smoke a little bit too much, and then you have a seat on the couch and you get stuck there because you are so relaxed that you can't get up.
Yeah.
And you're not like, you're relaxed. And
yeah, you're not
so
asleep
chill.
or any of that.
Yeah,
sometimes you can fall asleep.
Yeah,
but
it's the best time to have a nap.
It really is.
And it's the best sleep you'll have in your life too. But yeah, everybody goes through it. You do it. You smoke too much. You're like, all right, okay. Now I know what it feels like to do too much, and I know that it won't kill me.
Yeah.
And so
but
I know
the novelty wears
time.
off.
Oh, yeah.
When you're medicating, the novelty wears off pretty quick, and you don't get high anymore. You just maintain.
I think
level
that's the key that you got to get to make it easier. Is
you have
once
to be
you hit
functional.
that flow.
Yeah, I agree. And so we're just always weird. But we were weird before we were smoking pot. We're just now colorful, more colorful. Jeez.
Are we watching something tonight?
We're watching right now our people and ourselves, and that's all you need to worry about. Maybe.
Considering it's date night.
You know what? We could watch paint dry. Do you want to paint?
No.
Well, when we say, what are we looking at right now, we can say, we're looking at a child who has COVID, so we should probably, before we plan on watching anything, we should check in with the family, make sure that they're doing well. Normally, date night's reserved just for us, but we have extenuating circumstances now. And so, I miss Joe. I love you, but I miss Joe. How come you don't just pick up something and annoy me for a minute? Pick that up and annoy me for a minute. Just make noise or something, because that's what he does. He annoys me with stuff.
Just talk to the TV.
Just talk to the TV. Act like I would act, right? Yeah. See, this will teach me tolerance, patience, right? I was a little bit worried. He tells me to shut up. Oh, shut up. I was a little bit worried about him for a while because he wasn't here, and he hadn't been here in several weeks, and I was worried about him and my vibe. I lost my groove, and I wasn't very happy for a few weeks. You don't realize how much your friends help you out until you don't see them for a while.
Yeah.
And I know that you feel that way too. You invite people over, whenever you're feeling, I guess, that need outside of me. That's what I think people don't give themselves allowances for, needing someone outside of their spouse. We both have people that are, we both have friends that are like that they don't need people outside their spouse. Do you think that that's always healthy?
I think it's good to have friends, outside your spouse. I think that's
Are you jealous
healthy.
of Joe?
No, not at all.
Damn it.
I expect you to have your
I was trying to make you jealous and you didn't even see it. I couldn't even start something with you. God, Beth. Joe says he's couch relaxed.
Carol says she's going to go on to bed.
I love you, Carol.
Her head's hurting. So good night, honey.
And you know what? That's the funny thing, that I would probably not be good for a headache. And so I'm surprised that she was even watching us, because I am pretty obnoxious. And then you play the singing bowl to annoy me, and then it annoys her.
I think that was it. I think the message came in right after that. It was like, bing.
Yeah.
But that was the killer.
But you know what? It is what it is. And we love hanging out with our people and showing people who we really are. We're weird, though. We forget that we're weird, and so we act like this in our natural environment when we have somebody over, and we catch it at the same time, and we'll be like, oh, sorry. Sorry we're acting so strange if you don't get it. What'd she say?
Yep, that was the final gong.
Well, sorry.
Sorry. Good night.
Hopefully you'll get well and get used to it, so you don't have too many nights that you're gonna be disrupted with us. I'm pretty loud and obnoxious most of the time. You're not gonna disagree? Okay, so
What do you think about it? Excuse me, I'm sorry.
So is Joe, and that's why we're kind of the same person. And that's okay that we are. And I can't wait for Carol to get here so y'all can annoy me like Joe and I annoy you.
Oh, it's going to be on.
Y'all are going to watch Hallmark, aren't you? The Hallmark channel. Y'all are going to watch that, aren't you?
I don't know. I don't watch the Hallmark channel now.
Yeah.
Does Carol watch the Hallmark channel?
I don't know. I hope not. And that's one of those things that if you do, just keep it a secret. Oh, it's okay. That was her. She said I'm more adorable than I am obnoxious usually.
Yeah.
Most of the time, and I think others would agree. I hope that our family and our friends are having a what?
She does not watch Hallmark.
Oh,
so that's good.
I was gonna say, I hope that our family and our friends are having a wonderful evening tonight, not watching Hallmark. And I hope that they're watching us. And truly, I think that our friends who can't come hang out with us are the ones that watch us. And that's everybody. I wish that Pooja was watching. Hopefully she is watching. And all of our friends, like that we've talked to recently, Amy and Amanda and Mandy. Yeah, 2 different ones. But I want more input from them. Like, I want to know. I want to know who's watching. I want to know because I want to be able to talk to you. And I want y'all to comment.
Well, doesn't it show up on that screen you just clicked on a minute ago?
No, that shows up who our members are. I want to know the people that aren't our members. So I want them to either make accounts, or I want them to at least message us and let us know. And you don't have to tell us, your life story if you don't want to. Just say, hey, I'm watching y'all and this is a struggle that I have. And maybe we can address it, because most of our struggles we don't mind talking about.
Yeah. We had Kim Miller a couple of times ago.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And
that was cool.
I had the biggest crush on her in school, and I didn't tell her until much later. Do you remember whenever I told her we were living in Klondike?
Klondike?
In Texas. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Remember, and I said, hey, I talked to Kim Miller today, and I finally told her that I had a big crush on her in school. And the thing is, I never even considered that who she dated or anything. I was so ashamed of who I liked, because I was living as a girl and she was a girl, and I wouldn't have been able to date her anyway, so I was ashamed to even admit that I liked her. And it's unfortunate whenever I see that happening today in kids, when they're too ashamed to admit that they either like a person or is too fearful to talk to him. Like when a kid's too fearful to talk to a teacher. That gets me. I don't understand it. Were you afraid to talk to your teachers? Miss Coker, were you afraid to talk to Miss Coker?
Not in high school.
Miss Parsons?
Growing up in like first and second grade, I was afraid of my teachers. They were very strict.
Wasn't that in Germany?
No.
Oh, yeah.
I went to kindergarten in Germany.
That's right.
But my first and second grade teachers were really, really strict, and my first grade teacher was a very staunch believer in corporal punishment via the hand.
Oh, did you get your ass whooped?
Yeah.
You did? Oh, I could see that.
She had these rulers, and she'd have them all.
Oh, you got your ass whooped by a ruler?
Yeah, we'd have to hold our hands out. She'd smack the shit out of them.
So like Catholic school?
Yeah. Front of the class, you'd stand up there and...
I wasn't ever in school to talk to them. Joe. To his teachers, he wasn't ever in school. Yeah, because he was rowdy. And, how's that working for you, Joe? How's that working for you now, Joe? That's what I ask my clients, right? Joe's not my client. He'd just flip me off. If I asked him, he'd just flip me off. Like, there would be no progress ever. Why were you... I think I know why, actually. You weren't very engaged in middle and high school. So your teachers in middle and high school didn't really affect you one way or another because you weren't really engaged.
No,
it's kind of like Joe.
Mostly disassociated the whole time. It was like... I remember, having 7th grade and everything and doing stuff, but I don't remember very much of it. Yeah. I only remember a handful of times going to art class. I don't remember half of the classes I even had. And I don't remember maybe but a couple of other times, throughout the entire middle school experience.
What teachers were you afraid of, though, in middle and high school?
Coach Brown. I was scared of that dude.
Yeah, he was a big guy.
He was the only one I was afraid of, though. I didn't worry about the other teachers or anything like that. I was only scared of him because he was large and intimidating.
Yeah.
And
everybody's large and intimidating to me because I'm 5'2".
And but everybody else was always. The teachers were always generally pretty cool. So I never really had a problem with any of the teachers.
So Joe didn't realize that you had such an extensive military career until he watched the podcast and was listening about it and kind of asked some questions. So in a couple of weeks, I think I want to dedicate a podcast to just you talking about, kind of what you choose to talk about, as far as where you've been and things. Because I know that you can see that in a more positive light now than you used to could, right?
Right.
You talked to Joe, you shared a little bit about the wrestling and all that.
Yeah, that's good. Something that they're into, and I was into it as a kid, and I just, I was never into it after I got in the military. It was just, I was too busy to even care anymore. And so I just knew that was something that he connected with. So that was an experience that I had that I shared with him for it.
So if he had some questions, or if some of the other viewers had some questions like that, and you felt up to sharing, would you share?
Yeah.
Because you did cool shit, like you worked in the Alpha Palace.
Yeah. I'll talk about most of my experience.
And so Joe said, worked out great for me. Showed you don't need to have school to have a happy life. Oh, Emily always asks about Beth's history with the military. Yeah, and I think that it's for people like her and even your kids,
Well, here's something that people could think questions on. I was in the infantry for 8 years. I was in the intel field for 9 years, and I was airborne. I've been to Iraq twice, in Bosnia once.
You were a CB?
Yep, I was also in the Navy for a year. That's a whole complete other story. So, and one of my deployments to Iraq was with the Seabees.
Yeah.
So,
and one of them.
Discuss.
And that was the one with the Seabees is when you were at the Balad base.
Yeah, in LC Anaconda.
Yeah.
When I was going up I went to the E5 promotion board whenever I was in Baghdad, and you have to, when you stand up before the...
Joe says you were a badass. Yes, she was.
When you stand in front of the president of the board is, command sergeant major, and then there's this whole, table of first sergeants and other sergeant majors, sergeants major, and you have to give a little bio of who you are. So they gather who they're talking to.
So like your resume.
So it was kind of like, So it was like I was just rattling off years and units. Because by the time that I had gone to E5 board, because when I was in the infantry, I stayed. I just went to E4 and then I got out. I didn't care about getting NCO.
Yeah, you literally said you didn't want it.
Nope, didn't want it. And but going in the second time, I had to be more responsible. So
you didn't have to be.
I'd had a lot of years of service before I had to stand before the board, and it was still nerve-wracking, but it was a lot of information I had to give in about 30 seconds. And so whenever I got done, they were like, "Oh my God, you need to be at a recruiting office telling your story." I was like, sometimes it's a little stranger than fiction.
Yeah, so whereas you had a stranger than fiction story on your own in the military career in that life, my story was stranger than fiction, just my home life.
Yeah.
But the cool thing is you are a super badass, and it's something that at first you really wanted to deny, and you just didn't see the value in until you hear people that share your story talk about theirs, and then you can have a kinship for a minute, right?
It was just, there was too much, it was too raw, for a long time after I got out that I couldn't even hardly think about it.
Mm-hmm. And it's still difficult for you sometimes, and I know that it is, and that's why, we're cautious, but at least now you can see the lesson in all of it and the appreciation for it.
Yeah.
Because without that life, if you did not lead a happy life, it would have taken everything from you. If right now you chose to live in trauma, your experience would have taken everything from you.
Yeah.
Because it would have taken this moment now.
Mm-hmm.
And it did for a long time, but it doesn't anymore. And that's why you're able to now look at yourself and go, I am kind of a badass. Because I did all this shit and I'm still standing.
I'm still standing.
And sometimes though that can mess you up even more because you did suffer for a little bit with survivor's
It gives me more of that kiss my ass attitude whenever somebody tries to push me down.
Yeah. Like what?
Just general obstacles, in daily life. People not that still are generally uncool with the kind of the life I guess that we choose to live. I'm not as
Joe says we're super proud of what you did for us, Beth.
Yeah.
It's hard for you to hear that. It's hard for you to hear somebody say, we're proud of you, or thank you, or anything like that, connecting to what you sacrificed.
It's just, it's so much. There's so much. There's so much that people don't know. That's all I want to say about that.
But you know what? A lot of the time it wouldn't matter if you told them, because they need to see it for themselves, right?
Yeah.
And that's exactly what happened. You've advised so many people, look, I know your recruiter says this, but that's not what's going to happen. You've said that to people we know.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I've talked to people, and they're like, yeah, my kid wants to go in. I'm like, yeah, send them to me first. I won't downplay the military for them. I'll just tell the truth about the military.
Yeah,
and if they take it as a downplay, then it is. If they take it as I've bolstered it for them, then that's how they take it.
Yeah, because you give just the facts of your experience, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you don't slander anyone or anything like that. And if,
nope, just as it was.
Yeah, and if people want to go in, you have no issue with that, but you know what's involved in it. And it is a difficult process to go in, to live the life, and then come back out the same person.
Yeah,
and that's what you hold testament to, right? So if you truly are looking for your life to change, and to change into a routine and structured way, where you can basically go from point A to point B, then the military is a good choice, right?
I don't know, I'm hard pressed to find a good choice in and it's not the military that's bad. It's some of the ideals that we're forced to be behind.
Right.
And it's because it's it turns into politics, and so soldiers end up on the battlefield and have a sudden realization that they're the bad guy.
Yeah.
So it's a sobering experience.
But that's called something. When they realize that and they're out on the battlefield, what is it called? When all of a sudden you can't do it anymore because you've realized that you're the enemy, or that you're your own worst enemy. You go and you tell them that you can't do it anymore, that you need to be discharged, because why?
Well, people can claim conscientious objector.
Exactly, yes. And what does that mean?
That means that you refuse to pick up a weapon to attack or defend anybody for any reason, anytime.
Yep. And that's what I would have been. And it's hard for me to say that now, but I know if I were in the shit like you were, that would have been me. I could not have done it. And mind you, I have hunted, I've fished, animals is one thing, but to defend something that I don't feel like is my value to defend, like I would of course defend the United States, that's not what I mean, but to defend my life, I wouldn't have put myself in this situation to where I'd have to defend my life or my country. For my country.
Yeah.
I couldn't have.
What you sign up for kind of thing.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. That's why I look at you and I go, holy shit, you've done something that I honestly couldn't have done. That's an amazing feat. It's not right or wrong. It's something that I couldn't have done, because I would have been like, nope, I object, I gotta bail. But you did something, Beth, that most people, I don't feel like, could make it all the way through. And you went through it 17 years. And even longer than that, actually, because you grew up in it.
Yeah, but it's not like every day is combat. I mean, every day is a regular day. You get up, you put your uniform on, you go do PT, and you grind about it the whole way.
Now,
you love to hate your job. It's raining outside.
There's people right now that can't get up.
There's people that have no legs and they run PT anyway.
Right, and there's people right now that can't even get up, and manage to shit, shower, and shave and get to school, or shit, shower, and shave and get to work. We know those people. We've met them. We've, had supper with them. We know these people inside and out. I mean, throughout the 20 years that you and I have been married, we have known these people. So outside of these group of friends that we've had throughout our 20 years of marriage, how many of them could and would and did sacrifice as much as you did? And that's what I look at.
There with us.
Right, and so that's what I say. I say the people that we choose are the people that we know could make the greatest sacrifices, right? But still, out of those people, Beth, I don't know that all of them could have done what you did. I know I couldn't, and I know a lot of our friends are like us.
There's a lot of people that could. When I went into the Army, I was 17 years old, and the first thing that all you do is physical fitness. Everything you do is hard.
Yeah.
And so everything you do makes you stronger physically.
And there's a lot of people that quit.
If you can manage to get past the being yelled at and how much you're going to be working your ass off, then the rest of it's cake. You just got to follow directions and move as fast as you can when you do it.
Okay, and I wouldn't. So there you go. So that's just one person that you know.
I mean, it's
four other.
You just got to make your bed real nice.
But look, four other people too that didn't cut it. They washed out at boot camp.
Yeah, a lot of people washed out.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. So, babe, you've got something that some people don't have. You've got something that I don't have. And that is that fortitude to push through high intensity, stressful, violent situations.
No, it's probably because, I grew up around violence.
Mm-hmm.
Violence was part of my life.
And that's my point. So, we can't always discount the things that we're drawn to, and we can't say we're drawn to this because I'm defective. We say we're drawn to this because it's something that I know and that I'm used to. It doesn't make it right or wrong. It's just who I am. It's my character, right? So some people have a character built in the military, and they're great people. And some people have their character built on the street, and they're great people. And some people have it built in prison, and they're great people. Ultimately, at the end of the day, the decision isn't for you to define yourself by where you've been, but to define yourself from what you have escaped, right? You say, okay, I've escaped death, so I need to continue to live my life in a proactive way, right? So I've escaped death, and now I know how to survive, right?
Yeah. Okay,
so I know how to not freeze to death now because I escaped freezing to death.
In a C-17 on the way to
my
Canada.
God, I forgot about that.
In December or January.
I was talking about
no heater.
I was talking about in the alleyway on Western Avenue.
That's what I was too, I'm sure.
No, legitimately, I'm pretty sure it was colder flying into Canada in that friggin' what was it?
It was a C-17.
C-17.
We were supposed to have a C-5. We were taking a MAC flight from Germany.
Oh, and it was fantastic going up there.
So we got on a C-5, and we were so excited that we had an actual seat to sit in.
Yeah, and it was bougie, too. It was a two thing. It was nice.
But C-5s are notorious for breaking down. So, true to form.
Got all the way up there.
We got to the tarmac, and then there was something wrong with the acceleration, whatever, that would make it so that if they wound it up, it wouldn't be able to shut it back down. So it was.
And we had.
It's like, all right, we'll go ahead and get off.
We had the 3 kids, right? We didn't have Oliver yet. So
no, and so we get on a C-17 that has a broken heater, and so we're in a big cargo bay, a cargo space, of just airplane fuselage and outside air, and that's it. And so it's so cold. So cold. It was so cold up there that when we got to the ground...
How cold was it?
When we got to the ground in Canada, it was actually warmer on the ground. And we were like, oh my God, I feel so much better down here.
In the airport that we went into, we had been on that flight for a long time when we were freezing, and we had 3 children with us, and we just wanted a cigarette.
Oh gosh, and that
we used to smoke
the cigarette
Newports.
lounge from 1970.
And so we stop at this airport and we go in, and I shit you not, it had a smoking room that had the golden, like the 70s gold color, like
Yeah, like
lounge.
golden, yellow, and brown.
Like, it was crazy. And so it had this big sectional couch in there, and it had these new age looking funky art deco ashtrays.
Yeah, like
and
floor ashtrays.
it was like just bizarre. And they had payphones there, and we wanted to get something to eat while we were there, and we wanted to smoke too. And of course we hit the cigarette lounge first, and we smelled so heinous coming out of there because that was just years of nicotine in there. And but we felt so much better. And then we got us a little bit of a snack. We took some pictures there, but I don't think they survived all our hard drive crashes.
Yeah, it's lost the time, I imagine.
Yeah, but that was a neat experience. I would not repeat it. But
Correct.
we did have bag lunches provided by the DoD on those flights. It's a good thing at the time I wasn't vegetarian, because there was an insane amount of lunch meat. Lots and lots of lunch meat. And they gave the kids spicy stuff. Oh, by the way, so Joe said, well said, brother. Well said. He said, we do know you sacrificed yourself for us. You did things for others so we could do what we do today. And what Joe does is drive people crazy, kind of like I do. I know that you feel good about the time you put in. I know that you do. But I know that sometimes it's still hard. And so one of these times I want to talk about all that crap. But we've bored everybody long enough, and it's like an hour and a half now.
Yeah, I think it's time to put the kibosh on this.
And we're probably going to watch some stories. Not the Hallmark, but some stories. Well, another successful date night. Whether anybody watches or not, it's okay. They can watch later if they don't watch us live, right? They just can't participate in the conversation. I love you, dear.
I love you too, honey.
And I appreciate everything that you do for me, including tolerate me. Especially tolerate me. And hopefully next time everybody will be well.
Thank you for tolerating me too.
Oh,
I know I'm not always easygoing.
Easy peasy. Joe says good night. Good night, Joe and Emily and Karen and Olivia and Hunter and Kristen and Kylie and Mandy and Chris and Christine and Steven and Jill and Nate. And I'm leaving so many, Amy, Marty. I'm leaving so many people out. Penny, Stephanie. Who else? Ashley, Zoe, Marcus. Everybody in the whole wide world. Thank you.